Hello and welcome back to Toy Thursday with Johnny Tiger. The date is July 7th, 2022, and as usual, I got out of bed this morning and immediately I remembered I had quite a few social engagements today. So it was a little bit of a frantic day, uh, sitting with friends, helping people solve problems, and so on and so on. However, I did um, spend some quality time with a couple of friends, and it was relatively enjoyable. Although it's one of those days that, well, let's just say I'm kind of glad that we are finally getting to do today's video, and then I can relax after this. Been a long day. So the first thing I did this morning, literally, was to pop onto Google and take a look at what is the special day. What's special about today? And I can uh, do a according to Thursday on, and I saw that it was International Macaroni Day. Can't do anything with that. It was International Forgiveness Day. Hmm, promising, but off the top of my head, I couldn't think of anything to do with that either. It was, hey, look at that, International Chocolate Day. Well, I guess we can always eat some chocolate. If you haven't had your chocolate today, this is a good excuse to go get some. But sadly, I couldn't find anything chocolate related in my collection as well. And then, just as I was thinking that this was going to be hopeless, I saw that today was International Tell the Truth Day. Huh, interesting. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. So, can we make anything based on that? Well, it is not super unconventional or creative, but I think if we fail to take a look at one superheroine with whom the theme has always been she can compel people to tell the truth on International Tell the Truth Day, then I would be neglecting my post as a show and tell action figure collector, reviewer, whatever you would call me. Actually, honestly, I don't even know if I can call these videos action figure reviews because it's more me talking about figure in the background and stuff like that. I don't know how much actual reviewing I've been doing, but hopefully it has been enjoyable. So, without further preamble, we are going to dive into International Tell the Truth Day with the character that can represent this day best. And this character is none other than Wonder Woman. Played by Gal Gadot in the Wonder Woman movie, this is Wonder Woman, actually in her Princess of Themyscira, as Princess Diana outfit. In other words, this is the outfit she wears when she's at home on her island with her own people, not dressed up as Wonder Woman. Um, a pretty simple affair with a copper-colored uh, top and a tan-colored skirt, strappy knee-high sandals, and she got her silver bracers on her forearm, and she's holding her sword in her right hand and her lasso of truth in her left hand. So, just in case you're not up to date on your superhero backstory, let me just give you a quick rundown of Wonder Woman, uh, because I imagine there are some people that are not really up to date on it. Although if you've seen the movie, then you kind of know what the Wonder Woman character is about. So the story goes that about 3,000 years ago, 3,000 BC, actually, so that's like 5,000 years ago. 3,000 BC, the god of war, Ares, suddenly went kind of nuts and decided that he wanted to grab all the power for himself and kill all the other gods and kill all the human population. and basically reset the world and so on and so on. The usual evil god thing. So Ares started to kill all the gods. And finally, he pissed his dad off so bad, his dad being Zeus, the father of all gods. And so Zeus got down there and had a one-on-one against his son. And in the end, Zeus was able to defeat Ares, but because they were gods, so and Zeus was had kind of used up his power, so he couldn't really kill Ares. But he was able to damage Ares bad enough that Ares wouldn't be causing any trouble for anybody for thousands of years. But Zeus, knowing that Ares was going to heal and eventually cause trouble for human again, decided to leave behind someone to deal with Ares when that day comes. Using the last bit of his strength, Zeus, well, he had sex with a human woman, created a new race of superhuman called the Amazons. And the Amazons were basically warrior women that among them, there was going to be one who could rival the power of the gods. And this one woman was Diana, or Princess Diana, who, funny enough, when she was being brought up by her mom, even though her mom knew that she was the ultimate weapon against Ares, kind of taught her to be a pacifist. Her mom didn't want her to learn how to fight, uh, and all that stuff. But in the end, her destiny called to her. So when the Second World War broke out, yeah, we just kind of jumped forward 4,000 years or something. Uh, anyway, nothing really happened in those 3 or 4,000 years. So they lived on their little island, hidden from the mortal world. And then one day, a Second World War Air Force pilot crash landed on their island, being pursued by a bunch of Nazi uh, fighter jets. And then the Amazons got drawn into the conflict, and some Amazons got killed, and some Amazons killed German soldiers, and then basically Diana fell in love with that fighter jet pilot, and decided to go into the real world with him and answer the call of destiny because she believed that Ares, the god of war, was behind the entire reason of the Second World War. Then it's her duty to go deal with it. So she disobeyed her mom and went into the mortal world and became Wonder Woman. So that's basically the story of Wonder Woman. She was made with the ability to kill the god of war. And then she later joined the superheroes Superman, Batman, formed the Justice League of America, and fight crimes and deal with uh, demons and monsters and aliens. And so, on the Justice League, you have Superman, who is a powerhouse, who is an alien from outer space. You have Batman, who is a human and detective and the brain of the operation. And then you have Wonder Woman, who is basically magic. Her thing is like magic and mysticism and uh, her her armor, her sword, all her equipment are like magical, and she specializes in dealing with gods and demons and stuff like that. Wonder Woman basically, depending on the comic book you read or the movie you go by, sort of have the same kind of power as Superman, just not quite as strong. She's a fantastic warrior. Just think of something like Xena, the warrior princess. Uh, Wonder Woman is good with any kind of weapon that you can name: sword, axes, uh, uh, bow and arrow, spears, and she's great at riding horses. She's immensely strong. She has a lot of magical artifacts that she can call upon. Uh, her the bracers on her forearm basically is forged from some godly metal that is indestructible, so she can use those bracers as shield. And her sword is called the God Killer sword. It's able to kill a god. However, that is not the sword you see on this particular action figure because, like I said, this action figure depicts uh, Wonder Woman when she was still just Princess Diana. This was before she became Wonder Woman. So we can see here that her sword is pretty intricately carved, nice looking blade, and in her other hand, she's holding her lasso of truth. The lasso of truth is another magical artifact that Wonder Woman has. That whoever is caught in the lasso can be compelled to tell nothing but the truth. So it's like a little uh, device that she uses to force people to tell the truth. Kind of a handy thing. I think every wife in the world should have one. Can you imagine that? If you can just compel your husband to tell nothing but the truth all the time, that'd be pretty nifty. Um, for the most part, Princess Diana is portrayed that she can fly like Superman, although there have been times when she's portrayed that she doesn't have the power to fly on her own. So that is not very consistent. Her other abilities include because she lived thousands and thousands of years, so she has a lot of knowledge in warfare, in culture, in history. She's effectively immortal. She can live like forever, and she's bilingual. She can speak a lot of different languages, uh, and she can sort of call upon her knowledge of arcane, ancient magic to help her if she gets stuck doing something. So yeah, she's almost like a female Superman. She's almost like Superwoman, but not quite as violent. Wonder Woman tend to be a little bit less aggressive, at least in her earlier days. Although in her later years, when she started to get a little bit more jaded and pissed off at all the crap that's going on in the mortal world, she became a little bit more psychotic and uh, was a little bit more free with using her sword and her fist and her feet and her elbows. And yeah, anyway, you get the picture. Getting a look at the backside of Wonder Woman or Princess Diana. Now, this action figure was made by Mattel. Yeah, that Mattel, the same company that make Barbie dolls and stuff like that. She is just over 6 inches tall, and looking at her from the back, you can see she got a nice ponytail. She got her hair in a nice ponytail, but there's a couple of issues. Immediately, if we look at her body shape from the back, first and foremost, Wonder Woman is supposed to be this like supreme Amazon warrior princess, right? So she's supposed to be strong, like not like bodybuilder type, not like She-Hulk, but she's supposed to have some kind of a presence when you look at her, especially if you look at her from back. She's supposed to be statuesque, and she's supposed to be tall and pretty muscular. There's nothing to suggest that on this particular action figure. Like, uh, she does not come across as the elite warrior princess at all. From the back, she just seems really scrawny. And yet, if we take a look at her waist to hip ratio, partly because of that rubbery skirt piece that she's wearing, she seems like she's packing some gigantic butt under that skirt. Like Yeah, she just seems a little bit too round and not toned. So that is the first immediate issue from the point of view, the perspective of a blind collector who mainly go by physical, textual feedback. That was my first thought on this particular action figure of Wonder Woman. And then there's also the problem that she doesn't really look like Gal Gadot, who is pretty attractive. I mean, she was in Red Notice as Bishop as well, so she's kind of known to be playing those seductive, attractive, strong female. But yeah, this figure now I cannot independently verify this because obviously I can't see her face, but from most of the sources I've read, she looks nothing like Gal Gadot. And of course, as true to most Mattel action figures, she has articulation. She has the joints, but they don't work really. They don't really work all that well. I mean, her arms can move at the elbow and wrist and shoulder, and can move in and out, giving her a few sword wielding poses. Uh, but her body, there's no way for her to crunch forward or back or swivel side to side. And her heavy rubbery skirt basically kills any kind of articulation in her hip. So she has, even though she has joints in her knees and ankles, there's really nothing you can do with her legs because her thighs are kind of locked in place by her skirt. And perhaps one of the silliest, most atrocious mistakes I ever seen on a toy company. If you can, I hope you guys can see her feet on the screen because I'm not quite sure if I can get the camera that low, but if you can, you'll notice that she's supposed to be wearing sandals, and yet the front of her feet, the toes are missing. Yeah, it's just like a lump, like she's wearing boots, but she's actually supposed to be wearing sandals, so there should be toes. What happened to that? Like it's like people who are sculpting her made a boo boo, and there's a miscommunication somewhere, and the Chinese factory, yeah, I say Chinese factory because most of these are made in China. It's like the factory in China didn't get the memo or something, and they said, "Oh, I wonder what Wonder Woman wears." Uh, not sure. Who cares? She's wearing boots. And so, yeah, like weird, really weird. So she's got sandals, but her feet look like boots. That something so inexcusably bad that I'm almost speechless just talking about that. Luckily, this well, luckily or uh, unluckily, this was not the only Wonder Woman figure made by Mattel at that time. When Diana, or Princess Diana, finally decided that it is time for her to go into the mortal world and took down Ares, the god of war, she left her island dressed, well, in armor, in golden armor, and of course, like I said, this was around Second World War, so she would look pretty silly, pretty conspicuous on the street. So they tried to disguise her, so she put on a cloak and hood to hide her outfit. I don't know why she didn't just like get a new outfit. Well, wait, actually she did in the movie, but yeah. Before that, she had to wander around in hood and cloak just to hide her golden armor. And this is the other version of Wonder Woman we got from Mattel back in 2017. Now, this does at least look a little bit more substantial. In her hood and cloak, which is black with some kind of fancy fur trim on them, she does have a little bit more of a heft to her. Uh, but this creates a whole new set of problems. Remember when I said the previous figure, the figure of Princess Diana in her home outfit, where her leg was restricted by her skirt, so she couldn't hardly do anything with her lower body. Well, this one's even worse because now you have the whole cloak that's restricting her. So pretty much the only thing you can do anything with is her head and her arms. Like anything else is restricted by this heavy, thick, rubbery cloak piece. However, you can remove it. You can take the cloak off, although you're not really supposed to because she looks silly without it because the sleeves of the cloak is actually sculpted as a part of her arm. So even if you take off the cloak, the sleeves will still be there and the hood will still be there. So, uh, but just so you guys can see better what she's wearing underneath, I am going to strip down Wonder Woman just for your viewing pleasure. It is not every day that one gets to strip down Gal Gadot or Wonder Woman. Well, I mean, unless you buy the Wonder Woman from Mattel, the one that was a cloak, like the one I'm showing here, then you can strip her down as much as you want, as far as taking off her clothes. But anyway, all jokes aside, you can see that she's got the standard Wonder Woman golden armor outfit with breastplate and skirt and leg armor and all that underneath. And she's got a belt that she holds her sword and her lasso of truth on. But because the sleeves and the hood of the cloak are actually attached to her. So she looked really, really silly when you take off the cloak piece. So anyway, uh, I just did that so you guys can see. One thing though, when you take off the cloak like that, she does move a lot better. Her articulations actually work a lot better. She can actually stand on one leg and kick and use her sword. Yeah. So, you know, looks weird with only part of her cloak attached to her, but at least now you guys can see that she actually has joints. But it's because it's lousy design choice that Mattel does, give her a big heavy rubber cloak that if you want her to look proper, she can't move. Here is the two versions of Wonder Woman, both made by Mattel back in 2017. Both are supposedly portraying Gal Gadot from the movie, from the Wonder Woman movie. The one on the right is the home version, the homegirl version, when she's still just Princess Diana, and the one on the left is when she's cloaked and hooded, like she's in disguise. Both, honestly, I think they are okay action figures. Uh, Whether they look like Gal Gadot or not, like I said, since I can't see it, really doesn't make a massive difference to me. Action figures that don't really look like their on-screen counterpart facially don't usually bother me because hey, I can't really see it. I just go by what people tell me. Uh, so I don't usually let that bother me. However, both of these figures are problematic in that one is limited by her skirt, the other one is limited by her cloak, and neither of them is really built like how Wonder Woman's supposed to build like. Um, when she's wearing her cloak, she does look a little bit more majestic, but most of that is just the garment. Now, if you want to see what Wonder Woman is supposed to be like, how a proper Wonder Woman is done, you guys have heard me talk extensively about how Todd McFarlane, has been the king of action figures for a long time, and even though he is no longer what you would call the king of action figures, but he is still among the best. And I'm going to prove it right now. Just how is it possible for a company that has been around much longer and sold way more product like Mattel is outdone by Todd McFarlane, even when it comes to making Wonder Woman. I'm going to show you a Wonder Woman made by Todd McFarlane, also portraying Gal Gadot from the Wonder Woman 1984 movie. I mean, can you even imagine this was supposed to be the same character and the same actress? Here, McFarlane made Wonder Woman, also from the movie, clad in her golden eagle outfit. Now, I don't know the history of this outfit, but it looks really, really awesome. She's in full armor and with a golden eagle design, and she got a pair of eagle wings on her back, giving her that angelic look. And like I mentioned before, I am really big for angelic action figures. Like action figures with wings, action figures that are angelic, like this, just really, really cool. Uh, and I was told, again, can't verify this independently, but I was told the face looks a lot more like Gal Gadot's in this case. But even if we set the face aside, we can see just the general profile and physique. This is a much more warrior-like Wonder Woman. This is built like how we imagine the elite Amazon warrior, the warrior princess, the one woman in the world who's able to kill gods, supposed to look like. And guess what? Her joints actually work. I mean, look at that beautiful one leg stand with her wings arched back and doing that one leg kick. She just looks super aggressive and natural and balanced. Well, she's balanced because she's on an action figure stand, which brings me to the next point. This action figure, this Wonder Woman, actually comes with not just a regular stand, she comes with a flight stand. What is a flight stand? A flight stand is a stand that has a transparent arm that go upward so you can pose your action figure that like they're in mid-flight. Let me show you guys. Here is Wonder Woman, made by Todd McFarlane, posed in flight. I mean, that is just super, super cool that he included that flight stand that she can be posed like that. Uh, so, yeah, like I said, this figure, just every single way, looks more like the actress, can be posed a lot better, and the outfit is just amazing. This is just amazingly detailed set of armor that she's wearing. Now, the downside of this particular figure, because I have to talk about the downside, I can't, otherwise people think I'm showing for Todd McFarlane. Don't get me wrong, I think Todd McFarlane makes some of the best action figures out there, but he also had some of the most problematic as well. Luckily, this is not one of them, but this figure does have problems. Because she did not come with any weapon. Zilch, nothing. No sword, no shield, not even her lasso of truth. Like, Todd McFarlane. What the heck? You made a Wonder Woman without the lasso of truth. I don't understand it. But anyway, uh, I think this outfit was more like a bonus figure anyway. So maybe she wasn't supposed to have her weapon. I don't know. Don't get it. Don't understand it. But it still looks pretty cool. Now let's for comparison between this one and the two previous ones we shown made by Mattel, so you guys can really see the difference. Here is Todd McFarlane's Wonder Woman in the middle, flanked by the two from Mattel. And Yeah, like this got to be some kind of a joke. If you look at the ones from Mattel, they look like children standing beside a goddess. Like they barely come up to her shoulder, and you, like I said in the very beginning, before I showed McFarlane's, it's really hard to fathom that these three are supposed to be the same character, the same actress. So in the end, uh, I don't know what you guys think, but for me, Todd McFarlane definitely wins this one, head and shoulders. No pun intended, because she is head and shoulders taller than the other two. Um, but anyway, that is our episode on Wonder Woman, the one character that is about justice, truth, and ironic enough, she's supposed to be about peace as well, although she's not always very peaceful. Thank you for checking out today's Toy Thursday. We'll be back again tomorrow for Fitness Friday. For now, go have some chocolate and enjoy the rest of your International Chocolate Day.